Hey everybody, welcome back, Force here. So if you recall a couple of weeks ago, we took a look at one of the numerous shameless Overwatch clones that have come out since Overwatch became a thing. This one in particular was especially egregious in terms of its ripping off, pretty much pound for pound, the level design of some of Overwatch's levels. Interestingly enough, the hero design seemed to be in many ways its own thing, with a few outliers like Hanzo Cross McCree, ship it. But besides that, it was pretty clearly meant to be ripping on Overwatch and the success the game has had, bringing it to a different market, specifically the mobile platform. Well, it seems like Blizzard feels the same way, because according to an article from PC Watch, both Blizzard China and its distributor NetEase are looking to sue the developers of Heroes of Warfare. What's really funny about this is they're not only looking for restitutions in this, but they're also looking for an apology from the developer. That's kind of a strange thing. You usually don't see people suing others for apologies, but and then finally on top of that, they're looking to have it removed from the App Store. I want to talk about this just a little bit in depth here in this video. As far as my understanding of the legal system goes, which admittedly is very small, but just in terms of my perspective as a gamer and as a fan of Overwatch, and also as a fan of competition. So as I mentioned, what's really interesting I think about this example is we've seen a lot of, I guess what we'll just call Overwatch clones come out and in development that in many ways were pretty blatant ripoffs of the heroes of Overwatch, of their designs, but then also of their visuals. Now with Heroes of Warfare, at the very least, again with that one Hanzo McCree example, the hero design is very much so its own thing. In fact, in the video kind of poking fun at this game and how much of a clone it was, I did give them credit for the fact that at least their artist put in some effort into designing their own characters, some of which actually looked pretty cool. Like they had some cool designs and some cool thematic stuff there. But it was the levels, for whatever reason, that they just couldn't be fucked with. Like in many situations, they didn't even bother changing the color palette. There was quite literally an almost inch for inch replica of the Ilios Well map in Overwatch in Heroes of Warfare. It is the most astounding thing that they didn't even think to change the textures a little bit, change the colors, maybe add some geometry here and there so it didn't look like an exact ripoff. And I'm guessing it is that side of this, the fact that they're just lifting Overwatch levels whole cloth and putting it into their own game, that Blizzard took umbrage with and is deciding to move forward with this lawsuit. Now the question really becomes, they've decided that this is the action they want to take. Are they going to be successful? Well, they're doing this to a Chinese company, and the Chinese development companies, or just in general, are kind of notorious for replicating things that are successful. You see this quite often across all industries, but specifically in the video game industry, you see a lot of clones of games come out, even if the developer, whether they're here in the States, in Europe, or any other part of the world, even if they do try to take action and do try to sue or go after these companies, in many ways, they're protected by Chinese law, so they could sue them here in the States, for example, be successful, and even if they won the lawsuit, is anything gonna happen about it? I mean, they reside in China, they're under Chinese law, and it's the Chinese legal system that they really have to go through. And then that brings the question, okay, an outside company coming into China and trying to sue and take down a Chinese company, unsurprisingly, the Chinese legal system is probably not going to favor that, even if it is a situation of, I guess what we would deem as unfairness. But then we get into this moral discussion about the copyright laws, and it's a quagmire, if you will, and it's not usually successful. I guess that's the bottom line. Whatever my opinion is, whatever your opinion is, usually when outside companies go into China and try to take down these clones, it just doesn't end up working out. Historically, that has been the case. The difference in this situation, though, is that it is Blizzard China and their distributor NetEase, which is Chinese-based, that is actually moving forward with this. So that actually increases the likeliness of this being successful. It isn't California Blizzard, it's Blizzard China going through with saying, hey, you know what? We don't appreciate what you're doing. As far as we're concerned, you're cloning our game, so we're gonna take you to court. So yeah, there is actually a decent chance that this lawsuit that they're going through with could be successful for that reason. And I think the final thing, though, I do want to mention in all of this is that they're filling a need. The mobile market is a different market than the one that Blizzard is catering to with Overwatch. So games like Overwatch coming out on mobile can certainly be a successful thing. I'm sure there's people out there looking for it. There's a lot of gamers in the mobile space. There's a lot of people who play mobile games. The problem, again, with this is just them not even bothering to try to hide the fact that they're clearly copying aspects of Overwatch, specifically its level design. I'm a little bit bewildered and kind of scratching my head as to, I think I know the answer. It's because it's more time and work, or they're trying to specifically corner that side of the market and say, hey, you guys like Overwatch, or you would love to try Overwatch, but you only play mobile games? Well, come check out our game, because it's available on mobile, and look at this, it looks a lot like Overwatch. It's going to be interesting to see what goes forward with this. What I expect to happen is they're going to go through with a lawsuit, and I don't know if they're going to end up paying a ton of money or they're going to shut down the company, but at the very least, the game might come off the mobile store, get changed around, at least they redesign their levels, and then it might go back up under a different name. You know, that's certainly a possibility. Just wanted to kind of share some of my thoughts on this. I would love to know what you guys think about this as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll see you later.